Well, welcome back to the Sales Revolution. I'm Ingrid Maynard, founder and managing director of The Sales Doctor, and today I am joined by the gorgeous Shelley Flett. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Shell before we get into our conversation. Shelley Flett, also known as the Dynamic Leader, is passionate about leadership development and team performance and has built a successful business centred around supporting leaders at all levels to become more effective, more balanced and more successful in all that they do. Her focus when working with leaders and teams revolves around the need to transform over transact, love that, and build capability over dependency. Oh. The journey to dynamic leadership is lifelong, it's exciting and challenging, and the most fulfilling adventure Shelley believes one can embark on in their career. Without further ado, welcome, Shelley.
Thanks so much, Ingrid. It's so good to be talking to you here.
It is, isn't it? It's I've got a sense of deja vu somehow, but no, really good to have you here. And congratulations, Shelley, on 10 years in your consulting business.
Yes. Oh, what a milestone. It's the longest I've ever been in any one role.
Wow.
I think, well, actually, it's the longest I've ever been in any organization, because I think my role with in the corporate environment was it was 3 days short of my 10-year anniversary.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, 3 days short. Goodness me. Well, why don't we dive into getting to know you a little bit more? Because I'd love to, we want to talk about the work that you do with dynamic leadership and talk about your other book as well, Feedback. But before we do, tell us a little bit about who Shelley was as a young woman and what was the career path that led you to where you are today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and this, my career path and what got me to here, it evolves slightly, I think, based on the reflections that I have and, where I've come from. But the condensed version is, I'm one of 4 children. I'm the second eldest. Grew up on a dairy farm in country Victoria in the 90s. And it was about the time, late 80s, early 90s, when we were going through the recession that we had to have.
Yeah.
And, mum and dad's farm was threatening to be repossessed by the banks. And dad said, no, not going to happen. Let me go out and find some part-time work, which left mum to run the farm that required 2 people. So twice a day the cows needed to be milked, and twice a day mum needed someone to help her, which wasn't my dad. And so my oldest sister was the obvious option, and then I was brought in. And I reckon I would have been about 11 at the time, 11 or 12, I think. So we would either get up at 4:30 in the morning, or and milk the cows before school, or one of us would get off the bus at the bus stop, run home, get our gumboots on, and go and milk the cows after school. So I remember, on the really cold, like winter mornings at 4:30, when mum would come in and, hey, Shell, it's time to get up to milk the cows. I'd go, nah, it's too cold. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm sick. I would come up with any excuse I could find. And she said, well, you've still got to get up because the cows have to be milked and I need you. And so just get up. And so I think what I learned to do was just like set my emotions aside and go, there's a job that needs to be done. And I don't know, I think this is kind of a bit of a farming way, that, a farming approach. There's a job to be done, get up, do it. You can worry about your emotions or think about your emotions, how you feel afterwards. And so it was the approach that I took into the workplace. Like, let's get in, let's do what we're here to do. Then we can relax. Then you can do whatever. You can be as unwell as you want to be, but after the job's done, it's like this theory. Anyway, that is what I took into the workplace. As an individual contributor, I absolutely nailed anything that was given to me. I was always the highest performer. I never ever had any performance issues at all, and I thrived on it and I loved it. And of course, when you're good at what you do as an individual contributor, you get promoted and you get put into a leadership role. And you're kind of said, go to these meetings, do these reports, meet with your people and have one-on-one conversations, make them be like you. Well, they probably didn't say this, but I kind of interpreted like make everybody like Shelley. Because if we have a team of Shelleys, we will just smash it.
Yeah.
And so I took that approach, but I was very direct in my approach. And I think I learnt to set my emotions aside by not asking people how they were, by not delving into their private lives, by really having this separation between them and me. And, you know, what that meant was there was probably not great relationships, not great trust. I was very direct. So I was kind of seen as a bit forceful. And, you know, there was a role that I went into where there was all this change happening. There was offshoring, there was consolidation of multiple states, there was outsourcing. There's this huge transformation going on across the division. And it was a lot. It was a lot for me. I was a new mum at the time as well. And yeah, I was just exhausted, but I was pushing my team and I was still setting my emotions aside. And my team had enough at one point, and they approached the union with a petition that was signed by a lot of people in the team. And then an investigation commenced, and they found that I was not leading well. And I was given a written warning, a first and final written warning for bullying and intimidation.
Well,
and that kind of floored me. Up until that point, I was so incredibly loyal to the organization, to the brand, to building it. Like I approached my role like it was my own business. Like I had so much passion and commitment and dedication. But it was all grounded in this force. Like it was just do what I say. I don't want you to think. I don't want you to do. Like I just need you to do this thing. And it wasn't great. And even in hindsight, it was probably not sustainable. But it was like being hit by a freight train when I got that written warning.
no.
And it completely shifted everything. And that's kind of why I'm here today, doing what I do, 10 years on.
Well, that's you know, I want to come